Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 11 through chapter 12, verse 14. If a serpent bite when there is no charmer's whisper, there is no advantage to the charmer. The words of a wise mouth are gracious, but the lips of a fool will swallow him up. The beginning of the words of the mouth is folly, and the end of his talk mischievous madness. A fool moreover multiplies words. Man knows not what has been, nor what will be. Who shall tell him what will come after him? The labor of fools will afflict them, as that of one who knows not to go to the city. Woe to thee, O city, whose king is young, and thy princes eat in the morning. Blessed art thou, O land, whose king is a son of nobles, and whose princes shall eat seasonably, for strength, and shall not be ashamed. By slothful neglect a building will be brought low, and by idleness of the hands the house will fall to pieces. Men prepare bread for laughter, and wine and oil that the living should rejoice. But to money all things will humbly yield obedience. Even in thy conscience curse not the king, and curse not the rich in thy bedchamber. For a bird of the air shall carry thy voice, and that which has wings shall report thy speech. Send forth thy bread upon the face of the water, for thou shalt find it after many days. Give a portion to 7, and also to 8, for thou knowest not what evil there shall be upon the earth. If the clouds be filled with rain, they pour it out upon the earth. And if a tree fall southward, or if it fall northward, in the place where the tree shall fall, there it shall be. He that observes the wind sows not, and he that looks at the clouds will not reap. Among whom none knows what is the way of the wind. As the bones are hid in the womb of a pregnant woman, so thou shalt not know the works of God, even all things whatsoever he shall do. In the morning sow thy seed, in the evening let not thine hand be slack. For thou knowest not what sort shall prosper, or this or that, or both shall be good alike. Moreover, the light is sweet, and it is good for the eyes to see the sun. For even if a man should live many years, and rejoice in them all, yet let him remember the days of darkness, for they shall be many. All that comes is vanity. Rejoice, O young man, in thy youth, and let thy heart cheer thee in the days of thy youth, and walk in the ways of thy heart blameless, but not in the sight of thine eyes. Yet know that for all these things God will bring me into judgment. Therefore, remove sorrow from thy heart, and put away evil from thy flesh. For youth and folly are vanity. And remember thy Creator in the days of thy youth, before the days of evil come, and the years overtake thee, in which thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. While the sun and light are not darkened, nor the moon and the stars, nor the clouds return after the rain, in the day wherein the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the mighty men shall become bent, and the grinding women cease because they have become few, and the women looking out at the windows be dark, and they shall shut the doors in the marketplace, because of the weakness of the voice of her that grinds at the mill. And he shall rise up at the voice of the sparrow, and all the daughters of song shall be brought low. And they shall look up, and fear shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall blossom, and the locust shall increase, and the caper shall be scattered, because man has gone to his eternal home, and the mourners have gone about to the market. Before the silver cord be let go, or the choice gold be broken, or the pitcher be broken in the fountain, or the wheel run down to the cistern, before the dust also return to the earth as it was, and the spirit return to God who gave it. Vanity of vanities, said the preacher, all is vanity. Because the preacher was wise above others, so it was that he taught man excellent knowledge, and the ear will trace out the parables. The preacher sought diligently to find out acceptable words, and a correct writing, even words of truth. The words of the wise are as goads, and as nails firmly fastened, which have been given from one shepherd by agreement. And moreover, my son, guard thyself by means of them. Of making many books there is no end, and much study is a weariness of the flesh. Hear the end of the matter, the sum. Fear God, and keep his commandments, for this is the whole man. For God will bring every work into judgment, and with everything that has been overlooked, whether it be good, or whether it be evil. The first epistle of St. Paul the Apostle to the Corinthians, chapter 7, verses 1 through 24. Now concerning the things whereof ye wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife, and let every woman have her own husband. Let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence, and likewise also the wife unto the husband. The wife hath not power of her own body, but the husband. And likewise also the husband hath not power of his own body, but the wife. Defraud ye not one the other, except it be with consent for a time, that ye may give yourselves to fasting and prayer, and come together again, that Satan tempt you not for your incontinency. But I spake this by permission, and not of commandment. For I would that all men were even as myself. But every man hath his proper gift of God, one after this manner, and another after that. I say therefore to the unmarried and widows, it is good for them if they abide even as I. But if they cannot contain, let them marry, for it is better to marry than to burn. And unto the married men I command, yet not I, but the Lord, let not the wife depart from her husband. But, and if she depart, let her remain unmarried, or be reconciled to her husband, and let not the husband put away his wife. But to the rest speak I, not the Lord. If any brother hath a wife that believeth not, and she be pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her away. And the woman which hath a husband that believeth not, and if he be pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him. For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Else were your children unclean, but now are they holy. But if the unbelieving depart, let him depart. A brother or a sister is not under bondage in such cases, but God hath called us to peace. For what knowest thou, O wife, whether thou shalt save thy husband? Or how knowest thou, O man, whether thou shalt save thy wife? But as God hath distributed to every man, as the Lord hath called every one, so let him walk. And so ordain I in all churches. Is any man called being circumcised? Let him not become uncircumcised. Is any called in uncircumcision? Let him not be circumcised. Circumcision is nothing, and uncircumcision is nothing, but the keeping of the commandments of God. Let every man abide in the same calling wherein he was called. Art thou called being a servant? Care not for it, but if thou mayest be made free, use it rather. For he that is called in the Lord, being a servant, is the Lord's freeman. Likewise also, he that is called, being free, is Christ's servant. Ye are bought with a price. Be not ye the servants of men. Brethren, let every man, wherein he is called, therein abide with God.